Red Flags of Emotional Repression Part 60, The Green Ceiling. Before or after watching this video, you might want to check out my friend Dan's other video entitled It Ain't Easy Being Green, Liberals, for more context on Ken Wilber's postmodern green level of development and sick green pluralism. That said, here's a quick recap. In the 1960s, right around the time of the Civil Rights Movement, a new level of consciousness began to evolve and develop, which Ken Wilber and his cohorts color-coded the green stage of development. Unlike previous colored stages of red, amber, and orange, the green level of consciousness was characterized by principles like compassion, equality, sensitivity, community, and harmony. Beautiful stuff, right? You see, up until the mid-20th century, humanity hadn't had a lot of time to sit around and think about or practice any of these principles, right? Because we were too busy trying to survive and power through life. So this green postmodern stage of development gave rise to movements like the hippies, environmentalists, equal rights, and what in today's terms we might term wokeness or modern liberalism. It was very new and exciting back then and continued to grow in popularity through the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, until somewhere between 2005 and 2015, something strange began to happen. Green pluralists began to get sick, as Wilber puts it. Instead of being able to embody the principles of love, compassion, kindness, and empathy, for some strange reason, which I'll go into momentarily, these modern liberals or woke folk began to weaponize these principles against people who didn't share their same perspective. Up on high horses, their heads hit a sort of ceiling in the green level of consciousness where they couldn't practice what they were preaching beyond a certain point. Love, acceptance, kindness, and compassion for all, except for when people don't believe in love, acceptance, kindness, and compassion, in which case they should be policed, judged, and punished. And of course, today's anti-woke warriors are quick to spot the green ceiling and point out what they call the empathy exploit, saying things like, empathy, or what they call suicidal empathy, is the greatest exploit of Western civilization. But they're missing it by a hair. Empathy isn't the problem. The buried emotions, usually anger, that produce false empathy, compassion, love, and kindness is the real issue. That's the green ceiling that the woke folks keep bumping their head up against, right? It's an emotional repression barrier. And the reason that the anti-woke folks have been fooled into thinking that empathy is the real problem is because when you're in emotional repression, you can't spot emotional repression in other people. All you can do in emotional repression is believe things, be against other people, and suffer. So now what we've got is the anti-woke, conservative, usually hurt and vulnerability repressors locked into a war with the woke, liberal anger repressors, right? And all because of the green ceiling. So what to do? Well, if you're a hurt and vulnerability repressing conservative, come out of hurt and vulnerability repression. Then you may start to get a taste of what actual empathy, love, compassion, and kindness is. But more importantly, liberals, woke folks, anger repressors, listen. You have to come out of anger repression to experience actual love, compassion, kindness, and empathy. And until you do, you will stay stuck in fake kindness, compassion, love, and empathy, and bumping your head up against that green ceiling. Dr. Martin Luther King's Red Hills of Georgia exist outside of and beyond the beliefs, identities, and worldviews that keep you emotionally repressed, and that goes for everybody. So conservatives, in order to break through that red, amber, orange ceiling that you've got, come do KI's emotional repression work. And liberals, in order to break through that green ceiling, same thing. Because until you do, they're not going to stop with the shenanigans, I can promise you that. If you'd like to stop minding the shenanigans, tap the link in the caption or the bio.